All right, my name is Austin,
Susie.
and welcome back to the Wholesome Lending Group podcast, where we help real estate investors find the funding they need to secure and close the deals they find fast. And so today we're talking about gap funding, right? Most real estate investing strategies, especially the funding that's involved, you're going to need to have 20% down. But there's a way to get these properties if you don't have 20% down. And most real estate investors don't know it. Most people, they look at properties that are about 500,000 that they're trying to buy in the Midwest or the South, and they go, "Man, I would love to buy that if I had 100 grand, but I don't have 100 grand. Maybe I only have 40." And so there's something that people are doing in this industry to get this money to close deals faster, to get doors quicker, and to build their wealth and their equity faster over time. And so if you're in that situation and you're trying to figure out, man, that maybe that's the reason you clicked this video. How are people doing it? How can I get the funding that I need quickly? Or how are people covering all this and going from property to property to property quickly when they look like they have reserves or a line of credit? We're going to talk about that in this video. So stay tuned. And we got my man Hezzy here. This is our son. He's here to hang, and he's gonna tell you all about it. So like I mentioned, 20% down on most properties. Most people can probably only swing that maybe once or twice in a deal a year, because that's a lot of cash if we're talking about any property even if it's between 300,000 to 500,000, right? That's the difference between 70K and 100,000. To have that down liquid while your other property is still going, maybe you're doing fix and flips, you're locked in, you're already using a lot of capital there. Where am I getting this other capital from, right? A lot of people will tell you that you need to have cash, right? But you don't. There is another way that most people are not aware of. And so the real tool that you can use in order to cover this gap that you have is 0% business credit. So let's talk about it, because we've helped
Countless of times.
we've helped a ton of real
people.
estate investors. So let's talk about it.
So it's as simple as it sounds, or maybe it's not as simple as it sounds. Essentially, we're applying for high limit 0% business cards. Now, these 0% business cards, they work just like any other personal credit card that you see that have promotional offers, offering you 0% for 12, sometimes even 18 months. Okay. Now, the cool part about these cards is they don't report your credit because you're getting them under your LLC. And then 2, if you use them all up for your down payment, it's not going to affect your personal credit, which means that your DTI is not going to go up, and which also means that your credit is going to stay intact. So if you hover around an 800 and you want to maintain that, this is the best way to go, because these business cards will never report to your personal credit. It's strictly done under your LLC. So of course, you do have to have good credit, okay? And by good credit, we're looking at anywhere from 720 and above. And not only that, we want to have a thick credit, robust profile, meaning you want to have a couple different credit cards that you've opened in the past, personal credit cards, I mean. You want to make sure that you've had and paid off maybe 1 or 2 car loans. Maybe you have a primary mortgage showing. The more things that you have on your credit, the stronger that it is, right? So we're looking for good credit. We're looking for an open LLC, or maybe you don't even have an open LLC. This is new to you, and maybe you just opened it. We can work with that too, right? Brand new as like 30 days, we can still get some funding. So essentially, we combine your good credit, and we combine the LLC. We apply for high limit business cards, right? So high limit meaning 25 and above. So on a single card, we can get you, 25,000, even up to 75,000 with Chase.
Well, let's back it up, because if someone's brand new to this and they have no idea, that might be a lot for them to take in. So let's piece it together in a way where they can kind of digest it and really understand it, right? Because you might only know real estate. You might have no idea how to use business credit. You might just think credit card doesn't make any sense, right? So a couple things. How these cards are getting used. Number one, people are using these 0% cards for their down payment. They're using it for their closing costs. They're using them to cover some of the renovations and minor repairs when it comes to some of their properties.
Pay contractors.
Yes, 100%. And so people are using 0% business credit cards as temporary capital, right, to allocate to a project. And most projects they're getting done and completed if your project is within a year's time, because that normally most of these business credit cards have 0% interest APR terms from 12 to 18 months. It's an
Yep.
introductory APR. And so people are taking advantage of that timeline
Yep.
to go and use that money, build their project or fund their project. Hey, my man, calm down. They're using that money to build that project or fund that project, and then from there, we'll just plan out the way. There you go, my guy. They're using this money to fund their project. They get the return on the investment. They cash it out. They refi it, whatever the case may be. They start renting it, and then they're using that to pay the card off. So
Yep.
it's extremely valuable in that scenario. So just to give you an example, I mentioned it earlier, but let's walk through a scenario. Let's say you're looking for a property that's about $500,000, right? You have to put 20% down. That's $100,000. Now you only have 40 grand to your name. You've been saving. You've been ready to get into the real estate market, the real
Yep.
estate game, and so we have a gap of $60,000. Where am I gonna get $60,000? So 40 cash. We need. You can get 60 from 0% business credit cards. Now let's talk about how these limits work. For example, they have cards like Chase Ink Unlimited or any of the Chase cards. What's an example limit that you can get if you have an optimized profile, an optimized business account, or my optimized business entity? That means your LLC looks good to the bank. There's nothing scary on it, and you apply using the right metrics and data points, and potentially get connected with a banker. What potential limits are we looking at?
Yeah. So right now Chase has two 0% business cards. So between both, honestly, you can knock out 60K between both cards, 30 on one, 30 on the other. Or, 40 on one, 10 on the other. We're up to 50. Now we can go to B of A and get the extra 10.
See, and that's awesome because, like you just mentioned, you get 30K from one card, 0% from Chase, 30K from another card, 0% from Chase. And this is just Chase. There's multiple banks and institutions you can go to, and maybe we go get 10 from BNA. That's 70. We're going to use all 60 because, and that's the other thing. Most people don't know how to liquidate
Yeah.
business credit cards. We teach you how to liquidate these cards at a low percentage interest. You get all 60 from those cards that you need combined collectively. You put it into your property, you acquire your property, and you have 12 to 18 months to let the property stabilize, just focus on that deal. And then when your money gets put back, or when you make your money back, then you can pay off that card. And the beautiful thing is, if you can do it within the 60-day, within the 0% APR window,
Yep.
you can reutilize that money. It's a revolving line of credit, which is
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, it's exactly what it is. So I know a lot of you probably are thinking, well, like, how am I going to pay my down payment with a credit card, right? But you touched on that point already, and yes, we do know how to liquidate. The liquidation fees can run from 3% all the way up to like 6%. There are companies that strictly just liquidate cards. So
Yep.
if you need to liquidate 60 and pay 6%, which is super good compared to 23 that the bank is going to charge you if you want to pull cash out of that card. So it's totally doable. And like you've mentioned before, we've helped countless and countless of real estate investors
Yeah.
do the same exact strategy that we're talking about right now.
Now, this strategy particularly works the best when obviously we're talking about business credit cards for a reason. If you're using business credit cards, they don't report to your personal credit. So you can max out that card by taking all the money off of it
Yep.
to put it into your investment property. And it doesn't affect your personal credit, number one,
Yeah.
which is amazing, which is fantastic. And the second thing is this strategy, because it is a strategy, works best when there is an exit plan involved.
Yep.
We're talking you plan to refi this property after it's done and renovated. You plan to sell this property after it's renovated, or flip it, right? Or cash out refi, right? The equity is going up. We're doing regular refi, it's just the interest rate. But cash out refi, we're taking the actual cash out of it,
And
right? And then also, or if you plan on making a long-term rental, right? You're using the rental income. If you have a good like DSCR ratio, you're using the rental income to pay the
Qualify.
mortgage and then also pay down the debt on the credit card to pay
Yep.
everything back.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is probably one of the easiest ways to get your foot in the door in the real estate game. If you have the good credit and you have a solid deal on the table, right? Because at the end of the day, it comes down to how good the deal is, right? So
Yeah.
if the bank sees that the deal has potential, they're gonna
Yeah.
go ahead and foot you the bill for it. You just gotta make sure you come up with that 10 or 20%, whatever they're asking for, and we know how to do that. We know how to
Yeah.
get these high limit 0% business cards. There's plenty of banks, and then there's regional banks. I don't think we
Hmm.
touched upon that, but banks that are only available in your state. So if you're, let's say, in Florida, there's Truist in Florida that we can tap into where they don't have Truist in California. So
Hmm.
depending on where you live, there's going to be specific states that have these 0% business cards that are going to be able to help you, get to that next level in the real estate game.
Absolutely. So, right, the best part about the strategy is using other people's money,
Yep.
temporary capital to gain and maintain a permanent asset,
Yep.
right? And right now in real estate, actually not right now, it's always been the name of the game is speed. There's never the right time to buy. There's only the right time for you to buy, and that depends on the market you're looking at. That depends on your real estate goals. But don't miss out on your deals. Don't miss out on the opportunities to gather more doors to get into the game because you're saving up money for your down payment. And so if you're trying to figure out how do I cover, you have a property in mind and you're like, you know what? I need to figure out how to get this gap funding. How do I get the money I need to acquire this property? Whether it's 20%, maybe you want to put down more, whatever the case may be, right? We can help you. Click the link in our description or go to wholesomelendinggroup.com and put in your property, put in the information. We'll reach out to you and we'll figure out how to get you started on this journey so we can set up your profile so that you can constantly have access to the money you need to get the deals that you like. And over the course of time, we're going to start posting clips and videos from previous clients that we've worked with,
Yep.
and that are in real estate, that have different real estate strategies, that have used this to acquire properties or to grow their real estate portfolio. And so that's my recommendation. That's something that is huge, and we're going to talk more and more on this channel about all the different ways you can use and leverage business credit and other funding products
Yep.
to get the money that you need to acquire the deals that you find fast.
Yep.
So, and in the future, we're gonna have more videos about not just hard money loans, but like DSCR cash out refis. Most people are unaware of the best terms, and there's so much more. But in this video, we want to talk about down payments, gap funding,
Yep.
how to still get in the game even though you might not have it cash.
Yep.
You can if you have great credit and if you have great credit in the LLC, we can help you get the money that you need for the down payment. Is that right? You agree, my
That's
man?
right.
Tell them how many properties you got under your belt. Ooh, okay, that's a secret. You don't want them to know. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. So anyway, anything else you could think of that real estate investors would need to know,
Um.
or anything about our company coming up?
Yeah. So if you're a real estate investor or you've been trying to get into real estate, like my husband has mentioned, we help with the gap funding, with the 0% business credit cards, but then we also help with the actual real estate investment loan. So whatever investment loan that you're looking for, whether it's hard money, whether it's a bridge loan, whether it's, DSCR, which is super hot right now. We just made a video on it.
Mm-hmm.
We can help with all types of scenario. And if you're in Florida or California and want to buy a primary home, we can help as well, as I am a licensed mortgage loan originator in those two states.
Yeah, we love it. Well, if you have any questions for us, as always, we invite people to join in on the conversation by leaving a comment under the video below or shoot us an email. And if you have any questions or anything that you love for us to see us break down on this video, as you're a brand new real estate investor trying to get in the game, we would love to help out. If you're a seasoned investor and would love to even hop on the podcast, we would love to have you on to talk, to share knowledge. And so all you gotta do is click the link below in the description and reach out to us, and we'd love to see you.
Yep.
Outside of that, we appreciate you guys. Thanks for tuning into this video, and we'll see you in the next one.
Peace.